Watch the wave rise.
You ready? You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, days, and gays. This is the Real Pineapple. This is your humble host. You know, I'm just going to get this over with. I'm here to review Emilia Pérez. This is fucking shit. I cannot believe this won Golden Globes. I swear to God, if this wins an Oscar, if this wins anything at the Oscars, it is a goddamn shame. Okay. So let me tell the story of this real quick. I watched this yesterday. I watched this with my lovely partner, and I'm at the end of the Real Pineapple season. Usually starts. I'm going year round, but as far as like the cutoff for Oscars and for a cutoff for best of and worst stuff, I usually shoot for mid-January. That's usually what I shoot for, and so it lines up kind of perfectly. I'm looking at as I've been saying, I will be doing the best of and the worst of on the 18th. I think I'm going to go ahead and do it as one podcast and then just cut it and then go ahead and upload those both as separate audio reviews for y'all. But yeah, I'll be doing the best worst of on the 18th. So I'm giving myself one more week, basically up until next Friday, to go ahead. It's a little over a week. Give myself a little time to go ahead and watch, these last couple films I really want to watch. So, like, I'm going to check out Memoirs of a Snail, and I'm going to check out Conclave. I'm going to check out, Ghostlight. I'm going to Cuckoo. So, just name a few. So, there are other films I want to check out before I go ahead and wrap everything up. But with that said, I didn't really know what Emilia Pérez was about. I knew it was a Netflix film that was kind of getting a little awards buzz. That's all I knew about it. It was just that it was just this movie. And I'm gonna be real, y'all. I'm really happy I watched this because this is not getting dragged nearly enough for how incredibly problematic it is. I don't even know where to start, to be honest. So, the plot, which, goddamn, the fucking plot. Okay. So let me backtrack a little bit. This is written by Jacques Audiard, is what I'm gonna go with. Who is who's born in France, so not not Latino, not Mexican. Here's the thing. This feels like Tyler Perry making a trans film. Like someone who clearly has never talked to a trans person or gone to like a trans march or like anything. Because as I was watching this movie, I kept looking over at my partner and she had this look of fucking just bewilderment on her face. And what I think is so nuts about this movie in particular is it's a musical. There isn't a musical number in here for me that I think is good at all. And I actually watched this like a time and a half because last night. So okay, let me full disclosure. So I watched it yesterday. I watched the first hour from like 10 to 11. And about 20 minutes in, I was like, uh-oh, I feel like we're heading down like a very bad path. Like this feels like I don't like this. And then it kept getting worse. And so I got like an hour in, I went, all right, that's enough of that. I need a break. So I come back to it maybe after my walk, later that evening, like around 5. So I come back to it around 6. No, 5. I got back to it around 5. And so I actually rewound like the prior 30 minutes. So I watched like basically from 30 minutes in onward. So I basically watched like that last half of the first hour again and then watched the final hour. And some of the shit this movie pulls, I'm actually confused. And not confused like because it's just dog shit, but I'm confused in the sense that it plays like a telenovela. I was talking to Canada. Shout out to Bradley. Shout out to Bradley over at oneofus.net. And frequent guest. Love that dude. But he was talking to me about it, and he was like, I don't know if you can take the film seriously. And normally I'd agree with him because some of the shit that occurs in it, it's like it's damn near Looney Tunes shit. But the problem is the movie plays it straight. So it's like the movie's playing a joke on itself, but it's not in on the joke. It's so goddamn confusing. And this is like if performative allyship could be a film, it would be Emilia Pérez. This is one of those films that people make to feel themselves like we're actually talking about trans issues when this film isn't talking about them at all. And actually what this film does in the way it presents trans issues is actually way more of a step backwards than it is a step forward. This is to trans rights what Zack Snyder's Sucker Punch is to feminism. It's one of these things that it just went there. You're so far up your own ass and you're so completely off the mark that I'm going to be real, y'all. I feel really bad for Carla Sofia Gascon, who plays Emilia, and Benitez, who he is before they go ahead and transition. I think I would love to see them in something else because I think there's something there. I really haven't seen them in like anything. But I think like apparently they've been acting for years. They've been acting since like 90, like really consistently since 96. So I mean they've been acting for a minute. But this is a fucking bummer. And I really do wonder if she maybe got like the concept of what this was, which even if you just hear the concept, the plot of this is like, ugh. But maybe she was sold a bad bill of goods. Like I could see that happening where, hey, we got you already signed the contract, like shut the fuck up. Like this might be a case of that. Who I will not give an out to is fucking Selena Gomez and Zoe Saldana, because holy fuck. So here's the thing. And this is something that I do not think enough people are bringing up whatsoever in terms of this. So this is the help for trans people, basically. Because this is, you have this character, Emilia, a trans woman who's going ahead and trying to get her family back. Kind of, sort of. I'll get to that in a second. But could we tell it from the trans woman's perspective? Oh, no. Let's tell it from the straight cis woman's perspective. It's like Tony Soprano gets to tell a shit from his perspective, but if you're a person of color or you're a member of the LGBTQ community, fuck your story. Someone else has to tell it. We have to Amistad that shit. It is so fucking maddening. And I've read a couple reviews. I didn't read any reviews before I watched this. I didn't read a goddamn review. I went in completely blind. And as I was sitting there watching this, I just went, of course. You know what? I'll get to that in a second. So the plot, as it is Zoe Saldana. She goes ahead and she plays Rita, and Rita is this woman who is a lawyer. She's very unappreciated. She's trying to fight for like the little guy, and she just finds herself continuously running into roadblocks. And so, which opens up with this music number with her talking about how like she's unappreciated, but she has a fat ass, which, look, Zoe Saldana, God bless you, girl. Like she does not at all. Not even for never mind. I'm just, never mind. Not even getting into it. So basically, she's dealing with this one case where this guy kills his wife, and she's basically told, call it a suicide. We're not going to fight this shit. Just take what you can and let's move forward. And so they go ahead and they do that. And so she sings a song about being underappreciated and how she just wants to do good and yada yada yada. And so she randomly, it's very weird too. Like it feels like they do this just to get her into the bathroom to take the call. Like so she randomly like goes up to this girl from fucking nowhere. It's just like, oh, do you have a tampon? And the girl's like, oh yeah, sure, and gives her a tampon. And then she goes into the bathroom and then gets this mysterious call on her phone, which, by the way, the bathroom she goes to, it looks like a saw trap. It looks like I was looking for that fucking puppet, because it is the creepiest looking bathroom in the world. How she went in there by herself, or didn't maybe wait for someone else to go in and then go in, I will never fucking know. But it is like the creepiest bathroom I've ever seen. So she gets this call from this mysterious voice going, "Hey, are you Rita?" And she's like, yeah. And he's like, "Do you want to be rich? Then come to this address. Come to this newsstand." And she's like, "Oh, like, who is this?" Click. And so, creepy as fuck. You're getting this call in the middle of the night. Does she go, maybe I won't go to this newsstand? No, she totally goes. Just goes to this newsstand by herself, gets the black bag put over her face, dragged into a van or car, whatever. And that's where she meets Manitas, Carla Sofia Gascon's character. So this is them, the male version of them before they transition. And so he is this big drug lord. His has his hands in all sorts of different pies, drug, money laundering, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure human trafficking, even though they actually never technically say that, which is weird for a drug dealer, but again, what the fuck ever. So they go ahead and they lay all this out. And so what was I gonna say? God, I completely lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so they've made political allies and wiped out their competition. There was this other drug cartel that they just wipe out. I don't think they even say the name of the fucking cartel. I think they just say give vague references to it and go, that's enough, it's fine. Again, stupid. So basically he goes, "Hey, I want to go ahead and transition." And she's like, "Oh, you want to transition to a woman?" And Mina's is like, "Yeah." And so she goes, "Oh, well, have you started taking supplements or anything?" And he goes, "Yes." And so he unbuttons his shirt and reveals apparently boobs that he has, but we don't see the boobs. We see that he's opened his shirt, and this is the face that Zoe Saldana makes. She's basically pulling a Kevin McAllister. She basically goes "Oh," and actually she's more afraid of these boobs than Kevin was of the Wet Fucking Bandits, because she looks fucking mortified, not even horrified, fucking mortified. She's like, "Oh," and I just went, "Really? That's your response?" A gross response, number one. But you know what? We don't always get it right. So I was like, okay, is she gonna apologize? Hey, I'm sorry, this caught me off guard. No, absolutely not. Just straight up, just stays in that moment. Went, oh, all right, cool. So then, Minitas goes, okay, I'm this famous drug lord. I have a family. Oh yeah, has 2 kids. I'm married too. Did I mention this? And I want to go ahead and transition. Now, is there a conversation with his wife about this? Is there a conversation with his kids about it? No. The call he makes is, I'm going to go ahead and do this. You need to find some great doctor who's in a country that will keep this shit quiet, so I can go ahead and get the surgery done. Okay, fine. But this is a man who's killed people. Zoe Saldana's Rita is very aware that he's killed people, and she just goes, oh, okay. It takes no coercing at all. He basically just lays out what he wants her to do, and she goes, "Oh, okay, cool." It was like, and from that moment, I'm sitting there going, "Okay, is this a telenovela? Is that the route they're going? Are they just gonna go like batshit crazy balls to the wall?" And the weird thing is, they kind of do. Like, if this trans element isn't in here, and it's just like, like a woman who wants to get her family back, or like, you just remove this trans element, or a guy who wants to go ahead and get his family back, like maybe he cheated or something like that, and like Selena Gomez is taking the kids or something like that. That could at least be something. And then maybe let's just go nuts, have her form her own cartel or whatever out of revenge to go ahead and take him down. Like, go full tilt with it. But the problem is that the transitioning is so manipulative in that way, because he doesn't have any conversations with anyone. Like, his family should have been the first people, even if those are the only people he tells, which is more than he's well within his right to do. But if he's like, "Hey, I've never felt comfortable in my own, in my own skin," has a conversation with Selena Gomez, that could have at least been a powerful moment. And if you've watched Selena Gomez like do some dramatic stuff, she's very capable in doing it. And yet, like, she's given nothing to do here except react. And okay, let me back up a little bit. Oh my gosh, I'm. Oh yeah, so there's this point where Zoe Saldana goes to talk to this surgeon, and this. Here's the other thing. There's a point where Manitas refers to it. Says, "I need you to find a place for the reset." He refers to his transitioning as a reset. I just found that to be a gross word. Like of all that, like, you could have just said, like, "Find me a place so I can start my new life." That's right there. You didn't have to say reset. It felt gross. It felt really gross the way they presented that. And unfortunately, that was just an omen of things to come. The song that they have for when Zoe Saldana goes to the actual like hospital, and they're like, let me see if I can actually find these fucking lyrics. Because my God, I just, oh God, this whole, but it doesn't fucking matter. But there's one song where he's talking to, or she's talking to one of the surgeons, and it's like, it's like vaginal plasty, and they're like saying about like we can do this, we can do that, we can do this, we can do that. And here's the other thing: the choreography in this shit, like, it feels like Audiard has never directed a fucking musical ever, because there are like no wide shots. Everything is so fucking close, you can't see any of the dancers or anything in the background. But then really, there's really not a lot going on in the background anyway, because it's like, this fucker doesn't know how to choreograph anything. It's all over the place, and it's very confusing, honestly. It doesn't feel like, it feels like a musical in the way that Joke or Filet à Poo felt like a musical. Like, it's a musical in name, not really in practice. And this fucker has songs too, but like, the songs are they feel so minimal, and they feel tacked on. This really feels like this was originally supposed to be a telenovela, and then they went, "Well, actually, can we go ahead and just like make it a musical so we can go ahead and like broaden our scope?" Because that's really what it feels like they did with this. But yeah, that song with the doctor is so oh yeah, that's a separate song. There's a separate song with the doctor where he's like, "I believe in science, I believe in God, I won't turn you from a man to a woman, you won't be a fraud." Those aren't the actual lyrics. They're a lot closer than they probably should be. But that whole conversation is very gross, and it comes across very hollow, considering Zoe Saldana lost her fucking mind to seeing his boobs like a few minutes prior. Also, there's no concept of time. I don't know if this should happen with it over a weekend, or like, actually, oh no, wait. So there's one point that they say that there's like a 4-year time jump. Let me see here. So there is one song I can't even remember the name of the song. Again, doesn't fucking matter. Where Manitas is basically singing about making the transition, but but he goes, I thought about killing myself, but it's not fair to leave without living my real life. And it's maybe the one moment in this movie that kind of jolted my brain. I went, oh, that's a good line. Okay. But honestly, the dialogue in this is such a slug to just get through. It feels daunting watching this movie because there's just nothing about it that inspires you. Jesse Del Monte is the wife that's played by Selena Gomez, and I'm such a fan of Selena Gomez. Like seeing her in this shit, I was like, oh, why? Like why are you in this? Like you should know better. Like and this is one of those cases where I don't know if she would have to like potentially buy out of her contract or something, but maybe she just wanted to sing in Spanish. Maybe that was enough. Maybe she saw maybe they just promised her that. She was like, "Yeah, sure. Like I'm down." I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Her dude that she's with, Edgar Ramirez, who plays Gustavo. Um, I we know so little about the relationship. It's hard to buy into like anything they're doing. You know Edgar Ramirez from Deliver Us from Evil, Gold, Point Break, to name a few. Oh yeah, he was just in Borderlands, another great movie. This was so frustrating because like they have this song where they're basically like singing karaoke together and they like get closer and they're just like but but I'm sitting here going, all right, like why do I care about a relationship? You find out later on that she had an affair, with cheated on Manitas. But even the movie like pretty much goes like Manitas was cheating on her, so it's like where do you get off having the more high ground? Furthermore, once Manitas transitions into Emilia has a song about being half man, half woman, half aunt, half mom, and I'm like, no, you're all woman now. You transitioned. You're not half man. Like the way that this movie is like putting stuff like that in constantly. I just went, fuck, that's gross. And even from a narrative standpoint, even if they're telling it from Zoe Saldana's character for like the first half, and then once Manitas becomes Emilia, it transfers to her point of view and she's telling her own story. I think that would have at least been like that would have been a little better, but there's nothing in this. There's even a point where Selena Gomez has this like solo song where she's like rolling around in bed, basically fantasizing about Gustavo, which ends with the punchline, the unintentional punchline of her saying that my pussy still aches thinking of you, which she leaves on a voicemail, by the way. Imagine listening to that around your family. And and I just sat there, I'm just sitting there going, what are we doing? But the part that broke me is I'm trying to find the name of the song because I wanna let's see what's I'm trying to find the names. Okay, yeah, I have no idea what it's called, but there's a song that the little kid in this sings, and I'm gonna be real. This is the one thing I will say. I'm not gonna give these kids shit. Who plays the son and the daughter in this? I'm not gonna give them shit. They're kids. I'm sure, I'm sure they got paid well, and at this point they're just trying to get their career started. I'm not going to give them shit for this. Like, these kids are young, but yeah, I'm sure they're going to look back on this and be like, remember I was in that Emilia Pérez? Haha. Like it's one of those things where it's just like, these poor kids. So there's this moment because once Manitas transitions to Emilia, she goes ahead and prior to that, she had asked Rita to basically get her family out of Mexico. And so Rita goes ahead and takes Jesse and the kids and goes ahead and takes them to I think it's Switzerland. So they're in Switzerland for 4 years, which at this point, I think I alluded to it earlier, or I might have just straight said it, but there's a point where Manitas, when they transition, they go ahead and fake their death. So it's all over the news that this big drug dealer has died in like a fiery car crash. This is before he never tells Jesse that he's transitioning, never tells her about the plan, just straight up pretends to kill himself, fakes his death, transitions to Emilia. So she's thought that her husband is dead for 4 years. And so Emilia shows back up in Rita's life at this like dinner that Rita is at. And Rita did her job. That's the thing. Rita did her job. She was like, cool, I did this. I'm rich now. Awesome. Emilia shows up and goes, oh, hey, bitch, I'm back. By the way, this is me. You need to go ahead and start working for me again. And again, they have maybe one conversation about it. And Rita's kind of like, oh, I don't know if I should work with you again. She's basically like, come on. And Rita goes, oh, okay, cool. It's like, you dumb bitch. So like, I'm sitting here watching this movie going, there's no one for you to like. No one can fucking sing. There are no numbers that work. These poor kids are getting screwed over. So it's like, who am I supposed to root for? Like, why am I watching this? There's no goddamn reason to watch it. You might as well watch a telenovela. I guarantee you the acting's better. And let me say this too. The big song that Zoe Saldana won for, El Mal, bullshit. Fucking bullshit. That should be the number of the movie. It is not. There is no number in this movie. Zoe Saldana rapping is the equivalent of Madonna rapping. Like, it's something I never want to fucking hear again for the rest of my life. Like, oh my god, like Zoe Saldana, it's so weird to see her in stuff like The Losers or like The Words, where like you can feel some confidence coming off of her. Like, seeing her in interviews, she comes across as incredibly confident, incredibly cool. I don't know where that swagger went. I don't know if she like took an Ambien the night before and just couldn't wake up before in time for the fucking number, or what it was, but there is no charisma coming from her when the movie needs it the most. And the last thing I'll or one of the last things I'll point out, there's this point where, as I mentioned, Emilia goes ahead and gets Rita to get the kids back to Mexico. And so Emilia is playing off as she's their aunt. She's this long lost aunt that they never heard about. Of course, Jesse never fucking questions this because you would think you would know about your partner's, family. But again, fuck you, fuck me, fuck you. So Emilia goes ahead and tucks in the one kid. And so the kid is like, oh, okay, good night. And then he's like, wait, and gives Emilia a hug. And it's like, you smell like my papa. This kid has not seen his dad in 4 years. You're telling me that, so first off, not his dad anymore, number one. Number two, you're telling me that once you transition, you still smell the exact same as you did 4 years ago? Fuck you. That alone was enough for me to go, oh, cool. You're at a D- if I'm feeling generous, which I am not, because you're wasting my time. This is over 2 hours, by the way. This is like 2 hours, 10 minutes, which, come on. Maybe if this was an hour, 40, I would be, slightly more generous. But you have the balls to ask for more than 2 hours of my time. So here's the other thing, too. Emilia basically funds this new organization to go ahead and help people get closure on people who have been lost. And so she ends up dating this girl named Epifania, who's played by Adriana Paz. And she seeks her out because her husband was missing. And so Emilia and her end up dating, but not before we find out that that Epifania's husband used to beat her and SA her. And so she starts laughing once Emilia tells her, "Oh, your husband's dead." "My husband's dead?" "Yes, he where is he?" "Well, we found him." "Oh, where is he?" "Oh, in the morgue." And then Epiphania just starts laughing her ass off. She's like, "Oh, I thank God he's dead, because if he wasn't dead, I would have killed him myself." And then Amelia's like, "Oh, so do you want to get dinner sometime?" And I'm not even kidding. I was like, "What? This is how we're like." Oh God, I hate this. The more I think about it, I hate this, and I knew I hated this when I woke up this morning. And my first thought was, wow, thank God I got to see another day. Oh my gosh, my partner is snoring. Oh my gosh, Mr. Katson's really cute. Oh, hey, Milo, I'll come feed you in a second. Oh, wow, yeah, I fucking hate Emilia Perez. Like, that's literally the way my brain went with the checklist in my brain. I hate this movie so much. I'm so upset that this movie exists. I'm upset this is getting awards. I'm upset that there are people standing up for this shit. Like, I cannot fathom why anyone would want to go ahead and and support this. I'm gonna read real quick a excerpt here from Rodrigo Prieto that he gave to a Deadline. So the person interviewed him, asked him, "When I arrived here in Poland, a colleague told me that you were at a panel for Emilia Perez and had eloquently expressed some issues with the film's depiction of Mexican culture. What about the film did you have issue with?" "First off, I'm unhappy that the film was not shot in Mexico. Valid point. Secondly, why wouldn't you include more Mexican people to participate in the production? Not even just as actors. We do have Adriana Paz in the film, and she's great. I think she's great. It was a breath of fresh air when I saw her in the movie. She feels Mexican to me in an authentic way. Everything else in the movie feels inauthentic, and it really bugs me, especially when the subject matter is so important to us Mexicans. It's also a very sensitive subject. The whole thing is completely inauthentic. I'm not talking about the musical side of it, which I think is great. That is a great idea. But why not hire a Mexican production designer, costume designer, or at least some consultants? Yeah, they had dialogue coaches, but I was offended that such a story was portrayed in a way that felt so inauthentic. It was just the details for me. You would never have a jail sign that says carcel. It would say penitency aria. Yeah, that word. I'm not gonna try. It's just the details, and that shows that nobody that knew was involved, and it didn't even matter. That was very troubling to me. I'm not against non-Mexicans making films in Mexico, but the details are important. Look at Ang Lee. He's from Taiwan and made Brokeback Mountain, but he focuses on the details. Yeah, like, and here's the thing too. Every Mexican in this movie is treated as a thug. I don't think there's a good. Actually, now I'm sitting here thinking about it, there's like Rita never interacts with like any like not scumbag lawyers. She's always dealing with drug dealers. Like the kids are like the purest people in this fucking movie, and we barely get any time with them. The one thing about this movie that made me laugh, and not laugh at it, but actually laugh, is there's this point where Emilia has bought like all these toys and shit for the kids, and there's just like they're on this like video game Wave Runner, like one of the machines, and it's almost like this was done by accident. Like the director just left it in, like, oh shit, I left the camera on. The director leaves the camera focused on the gaming machines, and Emilia's maids kind of look around, and one of them jumps up on the skiing machine, starts using it. That's the only laugh I got out of this movie. I this is go fuck yourself. And I'll be real. I'm reworking my worst stuff list. I actually moved this up from where I had last night. Like I thought it was shit last night, and I woke up today and I was just like, wow, I fucking hate this. So to everyone involved in this movie, be better. Seriously, be better. Read scripts. Like ask to read the goddamn script before you sign the goddamn contract. And here's another thing. Fuck you, Netflix. And you know, I'll say fuck you for this reason. it's amazing that they're pushing this as a big awards contender. I'm sorry, not Woman of the Hour. Anna Kendrick's directorial debut that actually has something to say and has some great acting performances in it. Not going to push that shit. No, this bullshit. Fuck this movie. Fuck everything about this movie. Man, I'll be real. If Zoe Saldana wins for best, you know, I'm not even gonna put that in the universe. Nope. She will lose. She will lose, and she deserves to lose. She does not deserve to. There deserves to be no awards of recognition for this bullshit. This shit is trifling. But yeah, go fuck yourself to the highest degree. I never want to watch this again. You know, I may even ask if y'all, what did you think about Emilia Press? Because I don't really care what you thought about it. Because if you liked it, you're a fucking moron, and if you didn't like it, then awesome, you agree with me. But yeah, I won't even ask because I you know, you can find the show on socials. Like, just search The Real Pineapple. Wherever you find a podcast, also on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Real Pineapple. Black Shazam on Letterboxd, realpineapple.bsky to social on Blue Sky. Fuck, I'm so mad. I'm so irritated. Oh, god damn it. And then J Hunter Real Pineapple, J Hunter, then REEL Pineapple at Instagram and TikTok. All right. As far as the rest of the week, I'll have a stream tomorrow, a watch along for AEW Dynamite. Be talking about that. And then I might stream a game this weekend. I might stream some Marvel Rivals or something. But I'll figure that out. So, but yeah, a stream tomorrow for sure to watch AEW Dynamite. But so that'll be at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for that. But everyone, thank you so much for watching. Watch something. If you haven't watched Woman of the Hour, go watch Woman of the Hour. That's a great fucking movie. Check out Our Dad Danielle. That's a really great documentary about this man who transitions to being a trans woman late in their life. I did an interview with the director, S.E. King, and interviewed the actress Daniel Joy, who it's about. That's on the channel now. Go stream that. That's a great fucking movie, a great documentary. Go check that out. It's like 70, it's like 80 minutes too. Yeah, go check that out. Watch A Secret Love on Netflix. That's a great documentary. Don't watch Bros. I think that's streaming on like Stars or something. Don't watch this shit. Watch something else. I will see y'all on Wednesday. Keep it real. Have a great day.